I'm going to be following the Taylor River, which goes along an abandoned road grade for the first 5.5 miles. Then it's a 4-mile hike up to Deer Lake at just under 3,600 feet in elevation. The trail heads a 45-minute drive from North Bend, Washington. It's been a damp, cool spring, and the creeks are still running pretty high. Our first major crossing here is Martin Creek, with a pretty impressive waterfall. But the grand finale and waterfall is coming up. These flowers are always impressive, but because it was early in the season, this was the only time I saw them. These guys were a little bit more abundant, and then these guys were in their prime the whole trip. These guys were around, but I didn't see any with flowers. The fungus tended to pop up here and there. Now the ferns were flourishing, especially along the creeks. Here's an example of a washed out creek crossing. It looks like these guys are trying to keep their feet dry. And we finally made it to Otter Falls. It's a must-see, all 700 vertical feet of it. And the next stop here is Big Creek Bridge and a pretty impressive waterfall. And here we're going to be leaving the road grade. Looks like we're going to be making a left turn. Yes, and heading up to Points Beyond. Here's some old signs that the Forest Service has left laying around. It's a steady uphill grade, gaining 1,800 feet. A lot of the trail, like this one, isn't in real good condition. And then there's sections like this where you can make a little bit better time. The trail gets pretty close to the Taylor River right here. It's a nice little distance. There's a few boggy areas around, and boardwalks like this help. This outflow at Snoqualmie Lake is pretty impressive. You can see a little bit of snow on some of its banks. And here's a whole field of ferns just getting started. They'll get up to over 6 feet tall. This camper's been looking forward to this break for quite a while. And just up the trail, voila, Deer Lake. Prediction was clear weather for 3 days. Well, these clouds were going to try to prove them wrong, but couldn't quite do it. Now it's time to find a camp spot. Oh, I like this lakeside setting. Oh, that felt good. I can fly. Well, the camp set up. Looks like I got a few hours. So I'm gonna do what I love to do. Wander around a little bit. Without a pack on. And right off, I spot these two little guys. And right near camp. The big thing I notice about it is, at this elevation, they're in bloom. There's not too many plants around that you have to worry about avoiding, but this would be one that you'd want to worry about. This is a little different type of mushroom, and so are these. This lichen seems to be doing good this time of year. And just look at the array of flowers they have up at this lake. Remember this one? It's still showing up. There's a little bit of snow around yet, and some of that snow is still laying on the water. Now it's getting late, time to head back to camp. Did I mention that it's the first day of summer? That means the longest day of the year. It's hard to believe how light it is at 10 o'clock at night. Well, good morning. It sure gets light early. It got a little cool last night. And when that sun hits that mist, it tends to do a little moving around. It's a beautiful morning, crystal clear and calm. I plan on doing some wandering around today. I'm going to head up the trail towards Bear Lake, and I can see there's a little bit of snow showing up. There's a lot of delightful waterways to cross. I haven't quite reached the lake, but it looks like I'm heading into a little bit of snow. Some of the areas where the snow's melted, the vegetation is bursting to life, including this guy. It's amazing how snowbound this lake still is, even though it's just a little ways away from Deer Lake. Well, I'm gonna try to find my way up to this ridge top here. I'm hoping to get a view from the top. Yep, I'm starting to get some openings in the timber. It's slow but sure, but I'm almost to the top. And sure enough, I've got a good view. Well, I'm having a hard time trying to find the trail in the snow, so I think I'm just going to turn around here and try to find my way back to camp. Oh yeah, feels good to be on solid ground again. Good old camp. I think I'm going to keep wandering around and see what trouble I can get into. Well, it's been a good visit to Deer Lake, but it's time to head back down the mountain. This couple passed me up several times. They take side trips and then get back on the trail, and won't be long before they're passing me up again. It amazes me how these runners can maneuver these treacherous trails. And it's back down to the road grade. Oh, look who's behind me. My buddies. They were about ready to pass me up again. Look at that. They are going to take another little side trip, and they'll be passing me up before I know it. It's back to Big Creek Bridge. Look at that little dog enjoying the view. Yeah, that creek's moving from the water. When I see these guys, I know I'm getting close to the trailhead. Now, a couple of days ago when I left this trailhead, there was only 3 cars in the parking area. There's a few more than that, including a bike.